Okay, we'll put it in the outtakes. For me, I think it's twofold. One is the caliber of the people that are here. I think it's really interesting to meet people from different industries as well as different functions. It's everything to do with e-commerce, but supply chain marketing, but also everything from hard lines, fashion, CPG and FMCG. So that breadth is really good. And then I really enjoyed the panel that I just saw, which was about mobile marketing and mobile optimization. And the key message for me was about really understanding the channel within your local market. And I think, Oisin said that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And I think that's so true. Having local knowledge is so important. Yeah, I think it's really interesting because typically when these kind of things happen, when budgets are cut and also pressures are on the consumer, we tend to move away from marketing and especially move away from e-commerce. But, I read this morning that P&G are going to shift over half of their, well, they already do half, they're going to shift even more money into digital advertising, and that's going to be their focus. And I think they're onto the right track. For me, I think most brands need to really focus on the kind of metrics they want to achieve and what the deliverance is against that. So if you want to go after sales and you want to drive a good ROAS, that's fine, but make sure you're doing the right activations. If you want to go out and target new shoppers, that's fine too. Make sure you use the right activations. Don't expect to get everything from e-commerce anymore. It's not as easy as it was during the pandemic, but with really careful targeting, you can still achieve great results. Within the Lindt group, we're doing a load of stuff that really is still back to basics. So it's about ensuring that our content is up to date, that we're seasonalizing it because we do manufacture chocolate and it's different at Easter to Christmas. So really working with our global syndication partner on how we syndicate that content and make it relevant. And also it's a bit of that education piece. It's, okay, e-commerce not sat siloed, but it's been led by a team that kind of took a lot of ownership, and it's how we push that ownership out into the wider organization and start getting those champions across all the different departments and functions. Yeah, that's a great question. And I feel really passionately about this because the e-commerce kind of organization within most businesses and globally is actually still really small, and that's really unfair. We kind of have put this net around it. Oh, you don't have experience with Amazon, you can't work with Amazon. That's a load of rubbish. So I got into it by mistake. I started getting excited about the customers I was working with and what they were doing online. So I started talking a bit more to the digital team that we had in the UK, and then they pushed some more stuff onto me, and suddenly it became a bit of a back and two. So I would say, if you do want to get into it and you're not in it, go and have a chat with the right people, but also, attend some of these kind of events, reach out on LinkedIn, get online with some of the great newsletters. There's so much content out there. I would push everyone to get involved because it's not a one-man game anymore. 10 to 20 years, no idea. Next 2 to 3, I'd probably say automation is the big thing. So whether it's working with pragmatic teams that can start planning your marketing and advertising campaigns. Let's be honest, we've all heard about ChatGPT in the news. That's going to revolutionize how marketing teams create digital content and social content. I think there'll be still a little bit of a push on social commerce, depends on if the US banned TikTok or not, but we'll see where that goes. So I think there's a lot of stuff coming in the next 2 to 3. In the next 20 years, I won't be here, I'll be a virtual person. I don't know, who knows what will happen, but definitely a lot coming in the shorter, near future as well. Yeah, it's been really good so far. I think the 2 key things I call out are the caliber and variety of people that are here. The delegate and the audience. You've got a real mix of people around e-commerce, but also marketing, supply chain, and then also the industries they work in. I'm used to kind of CPG and FMCG, but actually there's been some great input from people in fashion or people in hard lines. So that's been really interesting. And I really enjoyed the panel I just saw, which was about mobile optimization. And I typically talk a lot about content and kind of images and text and things like that, but it was more focused on marketing and how you really need to know your local market and consider that for mobile optimization as well when you do marketing campaigns.